So what's one of the biggest lessons you learned in 2024?
Ooh,
I know we went through a lot that year.
we did.
We've grown a lot.
My biggest lesson. I would say my biggest lesson is I can do anything that I put my mind and effort to,
Okay.
as long as I actually try and put some real intentional effort into it.
Mm-hmm.
I can do it. I think that was my biggest lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What inspired you to, what events or whatever happened to inspire that thought?
From creating my fitness sisterhood, from doing bodybuilding, from us creating a book, like us leaning more into the podcast, us leaning more into creating content in itself. Shoot, from me switching my content from 100% fitness to like fitness and relationship stuff now. Yeah, I would say just doing things showed me that I could do things.
Yeah.
Like it's really that simple.
Because sometimes, you don't know that you can do something until you go through the process of actually doing it.
Yes.
Only to find out that, oh shit, I can do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes, that's just what you got to do.
It seems so simple, but it really is what it is, though.
Yeah. I mean, especially when a lot of people get beat at the starting line.
Yeah, because they don't.
Yeah.
They don't start.
And never even, take that first action.
Yeah.
Or that continued action after maybe the first shot didn't go the way that you wanted it to.
Right.
So that's a goodie.
Thank you. Yeah.
You can do anything. Mm-hmm. And I've seen you grow through all of that, and I'm glad to be able to know that I was right there with you through all of those changes and those different challenges and stuff like that.
Your support was everything. And everything that I did last year, your support was like pivotal.
Yeah.
Because I definitely had moments where I did second guess myself. I mean, I'm human, so who doesn't? But I'm grateful to have you by my side. And I swear, with you by my side, it's just that extra push that I need. Honestly, okay. Yeah.
Well, with that being the case, then what was a big lesson you learned in 2024 as a wife?
Ooh.
I love your sound effects, by the way.
Cause you throwing questions at me, and I'm like, I'm not prepared. My biggest lesson as a wife. You know what? My biggest lesson as a wife is like, I really do this shit. Mm-hmm. Like I don't play when it comes to being your wife.
Okay.
And I didn't realize that until I would say 2024, when I really started to reflect on my role as your wife. Mm-hmm. And I realized like all the things I've done, everything we've been through together, the challenges we've had, the beautiful moments we've had, like the 11 years of everything. And I'm like, damn, like I really do this shit. And I love being your wife. So like being reflective on my experience as a wife was like, dang, you really do this and you love doing this. You love being this person for your husband,
Absolutely.
I hope that came out
first
right.
Off, let me amen that by saying that, first off, you are the most amazing, like, helpmate I could ever ask for.
Yeah.
Like, the way you hold me down, man, the way that you're so thoughtful and the way that you think about even my own challenges before I think of them, so that way you can figure out how best you can support me through them. Mm-hmm. The way you lighten the load for me, from the stuff that you do for me in the mornings by helping me get out the door fast. Just everything, man. You're A1 with this thing. And you didn't slow down at all, even through prep and all of that stuff last year. So you definitely... You definitely do this.
When I was in prep, it made me realize how much pride I take in being able to take care of you and baby. Honestly, because it was one of those moments where it's like, okay, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, like I'm starving and I'm thirsty. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's like I still want to be this for my husband, and I still want to show up for my daughter. Like I don't want to like relax or take a nap. Like I really want to be here for y'all and still serve y'all the best way that I can, even if I am tired, you know? So it was definitely dope to experience that. It's like, no, this is something it's my heart's desire to be this for y'all. Yeah.
So it's like, even when you're faced with those challenging situations, you can intentionally add things to your plate and still show up in the other areas that matter most to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you've done that. You've
Absolutely.
proven that.
Yeah.
Time and time again.
Yes.
I love it.
Me too.
I love you.
I love you too. What was your wait? Oh,
no, you go ahead.
What was your biggest lesson of 2024?
I think one of my biggest lessons was learning that you can have the goal can stay the same.
Okay.
But you have to be let me say it a different way. Be firm on the goal, but flexible on the process.
Okay.
So that's a very, like popular saying that a lot of people are familiar with. Mm-hmm. But for me, this past year in 2024, I realized how real that saying is.
Okay.
I guess you could say that way. And I say that because from the top of the year to literally the end of it, there's been so many different changes from content to what we thought we wanted, to pursue being in business when I started the brotherhood with, the shifts we made and changing up in our content and our book launch and different things like that we decided to change up.
Parenting.
Yeah. So many different things or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Even when I started thinking about, myself and who I wanted to be in the future, the things that I thought were important to me that I discovered weren't as important to me as I thought they were. Mm-hmm. Like so many different things that I learned about myself throughout the year that changed, that I had been holding on to for so long, about how I should set my goals and what I ought to be focused on and all of these different things. And the more I started to strip so much stuff off this past year and really figure out what was important to me, I was still able to hold on to the goal, but we did enough activity fast enough for me to realize what I actually valued, what I didn't value as much as I thought I did, right. Things that I changed up, stuff I stopped paying attention to altogether. Mm-hmm. So like the big goals about what we want, in our next 3 to 5 years, that stuff never changed. But what I want to do in the process and the pursuit of getting to that goal, of us living our best life, so to say, that completely changed.
Okay.
And now I realize, that I don't want as much stuff materialistically, as I thought I wanted before. Mm-hmm. I realized that even with us having this house, I love it, but I'm not tied down to it. Like after we get done with this thing and we raise baby and she's good and on her own, I'm ready to do something different. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like from getting the car and getting rid of that and just realizing that like stuff like that just ain't important to me. Realizing that what we're doing in our content, realizing how much that actually means to me and how much of an impact I want to be able to make in that space. And yeah, man, it was just a lot of self-discovery.
Yeah.
And so like changing up so many of my focuses away from stuff that I carried that came from stuff that was outside of me. I feel like I stripped all of that off this year. And so now I feel like my desires, my goals, the things that I want to pursue, the way that we're moving toward our goals, now I only look internally.
Right.
And so now I've been able to get rid of everything else that was, let's call it, those influences, that external influences that were placed on me before. Now I'm like, yeah, all of these different ways may work, but I like my way. I want to go my way. I want to do this thing my way. Yeah, nobody may have done it like this before, but I'm okay with that because I'm playing this for the long game. Our process ain't got to look like nobody else's process. You know what I mean? So I got rid of all of that excess stuff that wasn't me.
I love that for you.
And so again, the goals are still the goals, but the process and what we're doing now and the way that we're looking at playing the long game, especially for me personally, has completely changed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, that was the biggest aha for me this past year.
I love it because like even now, like you light up differently when it's all you. Like the way you create content, like that fire you have when you're creating, like I've never seen that before. And you've been successful in a lot of things. but I've never seen you light up this way before. That's how I know like you're walking in your purpose and what you truly want to do.
Yeah.
Yes, it's different.
Yeah. So that's, for one, I'm grateful. Thank you. Thank you for all of that.
Of course.
So yeah, I'm looking forward, to being able to take all of that, and run into this year with a whole nother level of fire and excitement. So, which is a perfect segue into what are you the most excited for this year? Because this is the first episode
I was
of the
going to
year.
ask you another question.
Oh, go for it.
Because you asked me a follow-up question, like, what was my biggest lesson as a wife in 2024?
Okay.
So what was your biggest lesson as a husband in 2024?
My bad. Let me slow down.
Yeah, slow down.
All right. My biggest lesson as a husband, man. You know what? The reason this is a tough question is because I've learned a lot.
Okay.
Like I learned a lot being your husband, and especially talking to so many husbands. But I would say the biggest lesson that I learned this year, the biggest lesson I learned in 2024 as a husband is that almost nothing is as important as me being sure of myself and the direction that I'm leading our family. And I say that because the way that 2024 started off was kind of rocky. And I know I was going through a whole lot, like really just trying to like get a lot of crap off of me and like working through a lot. But in that process, I really feel like I rediscovered myself, so to say. And I saw how me really getting more sure of myself shifted a lot of stuff in you. In the way that you look at me, the way that you address me, the way that we communicate, the way that our relationship is as a whole. I realized that when I got more sure of myself and I started literally shedding off all of this stuff that wasn't me, I noticed you look at me differently. Like I noticed that changed literally the whole dynamic of like our relationship. The more sure I got and the more I started to, again, look more from the inside outward rather than looking outward at so many different things and then trying to wear it as though it's me and my unique identity and ideas and all of this stuff, and it's not.
Right.
And so I realized that this process of really like finding yourself and being like sure of yourself and in your full identity, being okay with all of what you are and just embracing all of that, like it created another level of what I believe to be like certainty in our relationship as far as what we're doing, what we're pursuing, the certainty in us getting there, all of those different things. Like, I feel like that was probably like my biggest lesson as far as realizing how important it is for me to be sure of myself and who I am as a man, as a husband, as a leader in this family, in the direction that we're going, and having that clarity.
I think that's so dope that you said that, because like you can be sure of yourself in one season of life and then you start to grow, and then in the next season you like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like you looking at yourself like, I'm not really that sure anymore. So the fact that like you were able to reflect and really find yourself again, this newer version of yourself is a beautiful thing. It was beautiful to watch. Yeah.
And I think that's one of those things that'll never stop changing.
Of course.
Especially like the more that you grow and the more that you develop and things like that. But that was definitely like a wake up call to me, because I didn't realize how much other people's stuff I was carrying. Like how much stuff you tend to think, is coming from you and it's not. And really being able to shake a lot of that stuff off and really be more of who I am and who I know myself to be. Yeah, that was it for me. So that's the one.
I love it.
Now, with that being the case,
we only got 34 minutes, right?
First off, you were about the wrong thing. We're gonna get this done.
Okay.
What are you looking forward to most in this coming year?
What am I looking forward to most?
But not even coming year. The year that we're in now.
This year, 2025. Yeah. I'm looking forward to us going into competition prep together because I feel like it's going to unleash new beasts within us. So I'm excited about what that looks like for us, like who you're going to become, because I know it completely changed like how I looked at myself and who I became. So I'm eager to see who you will be. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited for the both of us in that. I'm excited to create more content, be way more intentional. Like we're intentional now, but be even more so intentional about who we truly want to serve. Really deep diving into YouTube and vlogging and stuff like that. Like just creating, just being. Mm-hmm. Like I'm just excited to be who we say we are, do what we say we're gonna do, and let the results come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a real good way of putting it.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely how I would look at what I'm most excited to. Mm-hmm. What I'm most excited for about this year, like just creating more and just sharing more of our journey and the lessons and things like that we're learning along the way. Because, man, I don't know who in the world is about to be unlocked as we go into prep. You know, and for those of you that don't know, me and my queen here are going into prep. Shoot.
Bodybuilding prep. I don't know if
bodybuilding
you know
prep.
Bodybuilding
prep.
For a competition so we can walk on the stage and be like...
all of that. Super ripped up. Yeah, so we're going into prep, you know, start Monday.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, the day this episode comes out to be our first day of being back all the way locked in. Mm-hmm. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what that transformation is going to do.
Me too.
And just...
internally and externally.
Yeah, honestly. And documenting the process, showing it. And then, again, like you said before, like just sharing more content about, you know, what we're growing through in our marriage and the things like that we're experiencing. And just getting even more comfortable with bringing people along the journey. Mm-hmm. Because, man, this year, I see us growing so much, like you said, just being who we are and sharing a unique value that we want to give to people. Right. And, man, I'm grateful that we got, you know, so many that rock with us, and I'm looking forward to being able to bring people even closer and deeper into the fold. Yeah. And, man, just being all of who we said that we wanted to be. Yes. And
helping people along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the dope thing about this is as we start this will be yet another peek into what it's like even in marriage when you're going after a new challenge and inviting yourself into another level of facing something hard or difficult or whatever the case may be, and learning how to navigate that and overcome that together, because we've never been in like a full-blown prep together the whole time, and seeing how we navigate our marriage and our relationship in that. So we're going to have to figure that out, supporting each other, going through those ups and downs. Like, it's going to be a whole new level and whole new different type of challenges that we're going to have to be ready to overcome. And we're already thinking about that stuff now, and how we're going to be able to address it and deal with it and conquer all of it, you know, as it comes. Right. So I'm looking forward to all of that.
Me too, baby.
Yeah. So this is really going to be a growth year for us. And I'm looking forward to taking everybody, you know, all the viewers, listeners, all that good stuff on the journey with us. Because I think this is really going to be a quantum leap type year.
Oh, yeah.
From the inside out. What's one thing that you want to impart on the people, you know, for this year? Something maybe that you're focused on, or a thought that you're carrying with you, or a mindset that you have. What's something you want to share with them?
I think my biggest thing is like, whatever you're thinking about doing or have been thinking about doing and pondering on, do that shit. Like, just do it. Like, it's in you for a reason. Like, you have this desire for a reason. It doesn't matter if other people are doing it or they have their way. Like, do it your way and be okay with what that looks like. Even if it's not perfect. Like, imperfect is better than not at all.
Yeah.
Because you have a stepping stone. You have something you can grow from and you can improve from that. So just do it. Whatever it is.
I'm with it, man.
Yeah.
That's the one right there. And to back you, I say in that same token, like, stop thinking about other people so much.
That part.
Like, if you have something that you want to go after and you genuinely believe in it, or even if you got just a interest in it, like go for it and give yourself the opportunity to try it, to give your full effort. And it don't even matter if you fail or not. Like for real, nobody is thinking about you the way that you think that they are. Like they're really not. And if the people that are paying attention, they only want to be nosy. And they don't really even care for real, because the moment that they're not thinking about you, they're thinking about somebody else. And usually it's only about comparison or judgment or hating that they wish that they were where you are, whatever the case may be. And sometimes, it's just the stuff that we make up in our head. Like get out of your own head and out of your own way and stop thinking about all of these other people who are living their own lives. Like you live your own and do the things that mean the most to you. And go after it in the most genuine and authentic way to you possible. Because, man, you only got one life to live.
Yeah.
And I know for us, man, we going after everything that we dreamed of, desired. We coming for it.
We coming.
And we ain't thinking about nobody and nobody else other than who we want to be. God leading us and serving the people that we want to serve the best way possible and learning how to do that at an even higher and better level.
That's it.
So lean in, man. Don't let the haters, and the naysayers and none of that stuff stop you. And just know that you're capable and that the desire is not there for no reason at all. Because if you have it, God put it there for a reason. Straight like that.
Straight like that.
Yeah, that's where we at with it.
I love it.
But, hey, man, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode because I definitely have enjoyed doing it with my wife, as always. And so thank you guys for spending this time with us. And as always, family, until next time, my name is John Tron. This is my beautiful queen.
Adore you.
We are one dope couple. And until next time, family, peace and love.